Got a crazy one for you guys today. We're going to be covering Alex Hormozi's lawsuit, what his plans are with Skool moving forward, and then how you can make the most of what's about to happen on Skool by explaining two concepts that will absolutely change your life. So let's get into it. I came across this post on Skool the other day, and basically this guy was curious if Hormozi is still involved with Skool and the reason why he's been pulling back. So last year, Hormozi used to do weekly Q&As, but he no longer does that. And the reason why he no longer does that is because Skool decided to make the bet that with Hormozi driving so many people to Skool, we were only bringing one type of avatar. And what that basically means is hustle bro money culture guys basically was like 80% of what was going onto the Skool platform. And so they weren't having much diversity into the other 9 categories that they have, right? So on Skool, you've got money, spirituality, relationships, hobbies, sports, self-improvement. I think I said hobbies as well. And so these categories were not being utilized as much when all of the traffic was just coming from Alex. And so what he's basically referring to here is, why did Alex pull back from Skool, and why is Skool kind of taking slightly a different direction? And basically what's been happening with Alex at the moment is there's some unfortunate events that happened to him this year regarding lawsuits. And we're going to jump into that and see what that's all about in today's video. And I don't know how to click across the page. So this is me here. And this is Alex Hormozi, this is my business partner Sophie, and this is Sam Ovens. And why is this photo important? Well, this is because I won the Skool games by hustling every night with my girlfriend, and I got this cool trophy for winning the Skool games. And basically that just means that I was successful on the Skool platform. I've worked with over 25 different creators, helping them with conversions, helping them with retention, and just building communities online as what's called a ghost operator. But enough about me, let's get into the juicy shit. So, in 2025, Alex Hormozi was involved in a lawsuit against Nice Media LLC and others, stemming from an alleged Lanham Act dispute. The case, Hormozi versus Nice, was filed in the District Court of Minnesota. And so I'm just giving you this as the context, but the real reason why there's a lawsuit going on is because a lot of people use Alex Hormozi in their content, in their ads, to help sell their products. And so it's okay to obviously use Hormozi like in a thumbnail, but if you're using it to sell your brand, as in like using it in ads and like having a, like basically saying that he's a direct response to your content, then that's not okay, because Alex Hormozi is massive around his reputation and his brand. And I think what this company was doing, I'm not sure if it's this one or the other one, but they were basically using his photos with nose strips and then selling their nose strip products. And so this was like hurting his brand and his business, at least from like what I can gather and what I've seen so far online. But Sam commented on this, saying the unfortunate events and the lawsuits have nothing to do with Skool. Hormozi is still involved with the Skool games and will be attending all events, meeting winners, etc. Skool's taking the time to come up with the next big thing for Skool instead of just hammering ads for the Skool games. You'll see something very big plus Hormozi coming soon. And so what Sam's talking about here is exactly what I mentioned at the start of this video around Skool not relying on Hormozi to bring new customers to the platform. They want to diversify, and they want to be this hub of people that can build communities online, both free and paid, and actually allow everyone in the audience, in the industry, to use Skool as a platform that's not just hustle bro culture. I'm sure we all know what other platform has hustle bro culture, right? So that's what Sam said on the matter, and this is what Hormozi said. He said, no, not at all, big things coming. And I'm going to talk to you about what those big things are and how you can make the most of those. So the first thing is Alex Hormozi is launching his new book. And this is usually the biggest thing to happen in info since he started this process. If you remember what he did last time for his last book, it was huge. I think he had over like 500,000 people on a live stream on his Zoom where he just gave everything away for free. It was like the craziest value stack. Everyone thought he was going to sell something, and then he just gave it all away for free. And so you can bet that Hormozi is going to go absolutely huge on the next on the next launch. And when he does this launch, everything around him is obviously going to get more sales. So whatever Hormozi is promoting at the time is going to skyrocket as well. And that's exactly why you want to be positioned on Skool, because Hormozi is a co-owner in the Skool platform, and you will make money just by being on the platform. And I'll explain to you how that's going to work. And this was a really funny comment. Even the book has a nose strip. And Hormozi said that this is the top comment across all platforms, which I love. Tony, appreciate you, bro. Tony's a great guy, guys. So the law of diffusion, why you need to understand this and how this relates to Skool where it currently is at. So what you have first is you have the innovators. These are the people that start on the platform before it gets big, before people understand and know about it, right? And so this is basically where Sam Ovens would be. He'd be hanging out here because he's the innovator, right? And because he's the innovator, there's other people on there, say Andrew Kirby, the first investors in the Skool platform. Those are the 2.5% group of people that are on the platform before it hits the early adopters. Now, the early adopters happened in 2024 when Hormozi bought in, right? So as Hormozi bought in, that's what kickstarted this early adopter rise. And that's where I started as well. I was an early adopter of the platform. So I was part of the 13.5% group of people that joined the Skool platform and were hanging out here. And why is this important? Well, the people that were on the early adopters really helped shape the culture of the platform, really helped shape what the features are that we have today. They really helped shape the different ways of making money on the platform and showed that it was actually possible to use this as a way to make money online. But what happens between early adopters and the early majority? Well, you have about this amount of space here. I'm going to draw this out on the page. This here, which isn't represented on this diagram, is called the chasm. See if I can write with my mouse. Perfect, you can see that. So this is called the chasm, and the chasm is basically the gap between early adopters and early majority, and a lot of people fall off here. And the reason why a lot of people fall off is because the platform goes from this immaturity to a maturity side. And that's exactly what's happening and why I'm making this video, is because Alex Hormozi pulling back from the platform, Sam Ovens focusing on building the right foundations for crazy growth, only happens during that chasm period. And this has happened time and time again across multiple different companies, but I'm just bringing you this diagram and this graph right from, and like how it relates to the Skool platform. And so why this matters a lot for you? Well, we are right here. We are just moving out of the chasm and we are about to move into this early majority period. And so if you look at the numbers, right, 13.5%, if you've seen people on the Skool platform, if you've seen creators making money with this thing, then they were only part of like 13.5% of people, which is this like the second smallest subgroup of people. We've gone through the chasm, and this means that a lot of people fell off. And so it kind of feels like there's only a few big names on the Skool platform right now that are actually doing something. You know, I'm a ghost operator, which is coined from the term growth operating. It's basically the same thing. I just made it a little bit more simpler and easier for you to do. And a lot of people were these growth operators and everything, but then they just move on to the next process because they fell into this chasm. And a lot of people do. And this is exactly why you want to be on a platform like Skool, probably Skool, because it makes the most sense right now, because all these people fell off and we're right at the start. And the reason why we're right at the start is because look at what Hormozi's doing on August 16. He's launching his book. And so from June through to August, we are making that transition. Skool is launching features as fast as they possibly can. We have native video coming. We have native live stream coming. I say we coming because I'm so connected with the Skool team and I absolutely love the guys there. They're just doing such an amazing job at building the foundations of the platform to give you guys the best possible chance at making money from it. And so this law of diffusion, as we move into the early majority, being right at this point here, we're going to fucking scale, man. It's going to be huge. And when you have early majority and you guys are at the point, like I mean it, like you guys are at the start, we are almost there. We are literally coming out of the chasm right now and moving into early majority. And don't just take this graph, for example, take this one, for example. This here is like the growth flywheel that some of the biggest companies in the world use. I'm talking Uber, Amazon, Airbnb, and Skool is using this too. And what this basically means is a platform, say Amazon. Everyone knows Amazon. Amazon as a platform generates traffic. They have people go to their website and buy products. But some of those people that buy products end up becoming sellers on the platform. You might have heard of the term Amazon FBA. It's like a business model you can use and you can make money selling products on Amazon. So people become sellers. And what happens when more people become sellers? The traffic here of people who are buying stuff have more selection. And so when you have more selection, you create a better experience. And the experience is, I want to buy this product. I'll go to Amazon, I search for said product. Say I'm trying to buy a pair of glasses that look exactly like my girlfriend's glasses. I go to Amazon and I find that product, so my experience is good. I purchase it, I get it delivered, it's great. And so when that happens, then more people come, because I tell everyone, I say, hey, Amazon's awesome. I just bought this product from Amazon. I bought this from Amazon. I bought this from Amazon. And so if I tell, say, 5 people, one of those people will become a seller, hence more selection, hence more experience. And so this growth flywheel starts to happen. And this is exactly what Skool went through in the early adopters section, right? They built the first basis of the flywheel. Now, the second part, if Skool gets this right, all they need to do is lower their costs somehow and lower their prices. And if they lower their costs and lower their prices, you get this crazy flywheel. And when you have this, let me open up a fresh page. What you have is you've got 2 different types of businesses in the industry. You have a linear business, which is like growth here, where you like double your business year on year and you just kind of grow slowly and it just goes blah, 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 blah. Or you have platforms like Uber and Airbnb and everything, which kind of feels like this. And then when they click that last part of the flywheel, it just fucking skyrockets, man. It just goes nuts. And so this is exactly where we are right now in Skool. If you look at the stats, if you look at the data and you look at history, you can see that we've just come out of this period. I've been talking about Skool, being on Skool for over a year and a half. I've been around it. I've looked at it every single day. I'm the most active person on the platform. And this is exactly where we are. We're coming in right here and we're about to hit early majority, and Skool already has this going for them. And so when they introduce this, it's going to skyrocket. And so everyone's going to be sitting in a bucket full of cash, winning their Skool Games trophy. And I don't know if we're all going to have gains like Hormozi, but we'll see. But how does this impact you and how does this impact my audience, right? So you guys might have seen that I launched the Ghost Operators. I've had about 15 people join over the last week who want to basically partner with a creator and scale their group because they don't have an audience on YouTube. They don't have subscribers that will join their community or join and buy their products, but they really want to make money online. And the best way to do it is to partner with a creator. And don't just take my word for it. Hormozi just partnered with an operator, right? So Hormozi wants to go from 200 million to $1 billion, or at least this is what this guy did. He took it from 200 million to $1 billion and scaled it. And Hormozi wants to scale his. And so instead of just doing it himself, he hired someone, this guy, Absolute G, to scale and build his product, right? To help Layla and Hormozi scale and build their business. And so even people at the top level are hiring ghost operators. I'm going to call this guy like the GOAT of ghost operating. Let's just say that. This guy's now a ghost operator. And so that's exactly what I help people do as well. I help people partner with creators and do that. And I partner with creators. Over the last week, I've been able to sign a 20% on a launch creator, and I'm doing an advertising version. It's like a new model that I'm testing out where you basically run people's ads and you just take a cut of it, but through Skool. So I know a lot of people have done that before, but that's a way to make money on Skool as well. And so I do this, and I also help other people land their first creator in 90 days. And so if that's at all interesting, feel free to check it out. I'm going to be increasing the price pretty soon. But if you found value from this video, please leave a like, please leave a comment. I want to connect with you. And if all of this makes sense, then I hope to see you on Skool.